Welcome back to the 128KB podcast, where we are back by lack of popular demand to talk about all things gaming.
Yes.
And this week,
this week.
got a cracking episode.
Here we have, yeah.
This isn't based on any fact. This is entirely fiction. But what do we want to see in the Nintendo Switch 2?
I nearly said Steam Deck.
I'll say it again.
In the Switch 2.
That's right.
Yes.
The Switch 2 is coming at some point.
Yes.
What do we want to see in it? And let's just share our excitement on it, because it is exciting.
It is exciting.
And straight up, before we talk about what we want to see in it, can we talk about what we want it to be called?
Oh, it's got to be the Super Switch.
If it's not the Super Nintendo Switch, I quit.
Yeah.
I just quit. I'm done with everything. It has to be the Super Nintendo Switch.
They really need to do that. I don't want none of this rubbish that they played with the 3DS. I don't want the new.
No.
So you go into a used game shop, right?
Can I have a new Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, I'm looking for the 3DS. Yeah, which one do you want? Yeah, I want the new 3DS. No, we only do used here. Yeah. I want the new 3DS. Yeah, but it'd be secondhand. Yeah, but the thing's called the new, so I want a non-new 3DS, please.
Oh, what did you get for Christmas? Oh, I got a new 3DS.
Yeah.
Oh, glad you didn't get a second-hand one.
Oh, you didn't get the new one?
No, I got the new.
No, I got the new one.
I got a new 3DS.
Oh, the new.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't want none of this Pro business.
Yes. I don't want Pro either. It's rubbish, isn't it? And I
It's
don't want no
Apple.
V2 rubbish either.
No, let's go Super Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, it needs a cool name.
Yeah, it needs a cool name.
And Nintendo have cool names in some stuff. I mean, the OLED was a cop out, wasn't it? Come on. Like, what is this? It's an OLED. Okay.
Right. The elephant in the room with the OLED, and you masterfully touched upon it in one of your 128KB videos. The OLED was meant to be the Switch 2.
Oh, 100%. It was meant to be the Pro or the 2.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
But hardware shortages, the cost of development at that time, they backed out and just stuck the OLED screen in the Switch.
100%.
That's why I also think it has a rubbish name.
Yes. Yeah. I think because it's no difference in hardware, they were like, well, how can we differentiate? Okay, let's just call it the OLED, the OLED, but the whole system is redesigned. It's a metal chassis.
Yeah.
It's much more premium feeling than the original Switch.
The dock's updated.
It's all meant to be the Pro.
Yeah.
It was 100% going to be the Pro, but like we said, shortages,
and the timing of that, this is my next point, the timing of that was perfect if it was the Super Nintendo Switch, the Switch 2. And now we find ourselves 18 months on from that.
2021, I think it was.
Was it really?
Yeah.
October 2021, wasn't it? It came out.
Yeah.
So we find ourselves that period of time on. We're now well past due. And the biggest manifestation of that for me was seeing, you know what I'm going to say, was seeing the gameplay footage Nintendo released of the new Zelda game.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Tears of, as you said, my kingdom.
Of our kingdom. And people ripped me a new one. It's not Tears of our kingdom. And I said, yeah, well, I live in Hyrule, so I'm part of the kingdom.
So Tears of Hyrule. When they released that footage, I was excited. It's a new Zelda game. Everyone's excited. And I'm always forgiving of Nintendo not being GTA 6. It's not supposed to be.
Gameplay first. Always.
Gameplay
Nintendo
first.
are always about the experience rather than the graphics.
Yeah, totally. But that was the first time I was like,
it's choppy.
This is choppy. Yeah. This isn't good enough anymore.
No, yeah. I can't look past it anymore.
I can't look past
I've done enough of that for the past 6 years.
Totally. And it doesn't help that we had done a lot of Steam Deck at that time.
Yeah, which is insane.
Which is insane by comparison. We had just been, I think we'd just been looking at the Resident Evil 4 remake on the Steam Deck, which looks incredible.
Like almost 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
Really good graphics.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, that's basically like PS4 style performance. It's not even current generation.
Yeah.
By console standards. But it looks amazing. You go to this new Zelda game and go, oh God, I can't forgive this anymore.
Yeah.
Now is the time.
Yeah.
Now is the time.
But even just looking at timeline, we're 6 years in without a revision.
Yeah.
Like, because the OLED don't count, really. This is because there's no revision other than a nice screen, which is beautiful. I mean, the Switch OLED, I'm in love with it. I still love it to this day. It's spectacular. But in terms of hardware, I mean, you look at everything else, they've always incrementally upgraded it. Like when you look at the handheld systems, you've got the Game Boy, then the Game Boy Color, And you had the Game Boy Pocket and stuff. And then you had the Game Boy Advance, the SP, the Micro.
Yep.
Then you had the DS, the DSi, and then the DS Lite, or whichever way around that was. Then you had the 3DS, and then you had the 3DS XL.
Yep.
And then you had the new 3DS.
Yeah.
And so there's always incremental, and they were all brought performance increases.
Yeah.
Well, at least like with the new, version. So now we're 6 years on the Switch, and we've got 8-year-old hardware.
Yeah.
2015
the APU.
APU, yeah. And we are now absolutely due a pro version or some sort of increase in power.
It just has to come. But when will it come?
That is the thing, isn't it? It really is.
When will it come? Now, you were saying earlier today that there's, is it a Direct that's planned or like a Nintendo event?
Nintendo Live.
Instead of E3?
Yeah. E3 got canned.
Because no one goes there anymore.
Yeah. And why would publishers pay?
It's too expensive. And especially when online events work so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, the physical, much like games, physical is better, it's more fun, but actually online is just easier.
Yeah. And the outlay of cost is just
Much better.
so big. But yeah, Nintendo Live happening at the end of this year. I think it's like September or something.
Which feels like the perfect time for them to announce.
It would be. Why would they put on the first public show that's going to be Nintendo only?
Yeah.
They didn't have something big and special to put on.
But then,
Do you know what I mean?
what does that say for a release?
Oh, it wouldn't be this year. I mean, I would like to say September announcement, whip it out at Christmas, get loads of sales.
Why not though?
Because
We're in
Nintendo.
We're in the land of make believe right now.
We're in the land
This
of
is
Nintendo.
This is the video of we can do whatever we want.
Okay. If it was we could do it whatever we want, they're going to announce it in 3 minutes and I'm going to buy it tomorrow.
Yes.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Realistically, this is Nintendo.
Yeah.
They'll probably announce it in like September this year, and then it will be like halfway through next year that it actually comes out. They would tease you because they know you want it.
What was the timeline with the Switch do you remember, from announcement to release? Or when in the year was it released?
I honestly don't remember. It was an odd time.
Yeah, I have got a feeling like it was springtime it came out.
It was something like that. Yeah, it was a bit of an odd window.
And then they had the initial hype, but then they had 6 months and then the Christmas peak.
Yes.
Yeah, no one could get it at Christmas. Yes, it was really hard to get.
Yes. But the OLED, for example, that was announced in July and then it was released in October.
So realistically, you're looking at, let's say there's a quarter, maybe 2 quarters.
Yeah, potentially.
Gap. If this Nintendo Live is in September time, they're not going to drop it at Christmas, like right in December. That wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, it was not enough time for people to buy it and know about it and save up and for people to want it.
Yeah, exactly.
As well, you know,
So an announcement in September and then a release in the spring of 24. That feels very logical. It's less exciting than it coming out in time for Christmas.
Yes. I mean, I think realistically, this Nintendo Live thing is going to be a letdown entirely. And I reckon actually we'll see the announcement of a Switch 2/Pro/Super in 2024, ready for around the October release, so that then it picks up for the Christmas holidays of 2024. I know it's disappointing.
That's disappointing.
Massively disappointing. But I honestly think that it's going to be the end of next year.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
It's such a long time to wait.
It really is.
And in that meantime, I guess from Nintendo's perspective, in that meantime, the Switch is still selling incredibly well. Switch games are still selling incredibly well. The Switch is still a massive success.
Oh, insane, yeah.
So what's the incentive?
Yeah. Well, I think the incentive is they now know that so many people want this improved.
And here's the thing I'll throw into what's the incentive. They now have some proper competitors in the hybrid and handheld game space.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly don't think Nintendo care. I really don't, because they never have. Again, PSP, PS Vita, all that have always, massively outperformed in terms of performance.
Yeah.
And Nintendo just don't care.
Yeah.
They do their own thing and they literally don't care what's going on around them. So I don't think that would be like an incentive for them as a company. I think it's more that people like us are looking at the trailer of like Tears of the Kingdom and going, what is that?
Yeah. Guys, sort it out.
Yeah, nice one. But when we look at the games, there ain't that many games this year that are announced first party for Nintendo.
That's true.
So what are they doing?
Yeah.
Developing for the next one.
Yeah.
You know? So to me, it's like the only thing I can think of is Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Which is April.
Yeah.
No, it's not April. May. It's next month, isn't it? Yeah.
No, I want to say it's April now, but I think you're right. It's probably May.
No, but it's April now. So it's not this month. It's May.
Okay.
It's the end of May. So it's the end of May that Tears of the Kingdom are coming out. There's no new... What other games are coming out from Nintendo this year?
I'm surprised there's something from the Mario franchise off the back of the movie.
No, well, they're just going to try and flog Odyssey and other
stuff.
But
I'm surprised there's not been a big release.
But maybe that's waiting for the Switch 2, you know? Mario Odyssey 2, that would be perfect to bring on with the Switch 2 or the Pro, whatever. Same with Metroid Prime 4.
It's not going to happen.
But Prime 4 is definitely going to drop with the Switch 2/Pro, isn't it? I mean, they've seen Prime drop and be an absolute success, the remaster. Dread was really good as well.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to hold that back. I hope they do for this new generation that has more power. And I honestly think that the reason why we're not seeing that many games being announced for this year currently, I mean, we might be wrong, but is that they're focusing on development for the new system.
What about Resident Evil 4 Remake coming out on it?
And that would be amazing, but it would be cloud version, wouldn't it? if it was non-cloud version on the new system.
That's what I mean, on the new system.
Yeah. That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Maybe that's why they didn't do it, because it was an odd omission.
It was very weird, wasn't it? Because the first one was only for GameCube.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's
exclusive.
It was an exclusive GameCube at release, and then the remake not.
Yeah,
and it's obviously hardware limitations.
Yeah.
They could have done a cloud version.
They could have done a cloud version, which all the others are.
Yeah.
They are available on Switch as cloud. Not that I support
maybe that was a reason. But again, it's a long gap. But beyond improved hardware, RAM, what are the things that are must-haves in it?
That we want to see. So it absolutely has to be OLED again.
Yeah.
So we're going off the proviso here. It's going to be another hybrid system.
Well, first of all, that's a really good point. Yeah.
It might not be. I mean, I don't believe that they would be that stupid to release a home console, honestly, because the Switch so far is, what is it, the second or third best-selling console ever now?
It's number 3 now.
It's absolutely
it's in that
exclusive
category of over 100 million units.
Oh, yeah, massively. So, I think they need to see, okay, this works. Let's not break it.
Yeah.
So I think they were striving for the Switch with the Wii U, which sucked.
Yeah.
They hit the nail on the head with the Switch. Take your home console anywhere. Boom, brilliant. So I don't think they're going to do home console only.
But it's also not beyond Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
just to go, no, we've done a GameCube style console.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'd be all for that, but I prefer hybrid. I really do. I wouldn't really care. Like if it was only home console, I'd buy it. But it needs to be hybrid for me.
I wonder how many Switch players, as a whole, play it just docked all the time.
They have the statistics.
They do.
They do. Yeah, they log it. So and every year you get your Nintendo Insider whatever announcement from Nintendo, and it tells you how much you played handheld or docked.
Yeah.
As a whole, so your overall play time of
the
year.
They'll know.
They know. They know.
That's interesting.
And I would say there's enough of. I'd say the majority of people probably play it docked.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
But I think there's enough. They know they need handheld.
Yeah.
They've always done well with the 3DS, the DS, the Game Boy. Do you know what I mean? Like all of that has done extremely well because everyone wants to play something.
Yeah.
Phone gaming sucks.
It just
does. So, you need that console and they're hitting both markets here. That's why it's doing so well because you've got both of those going well. And again, Switch Lite sales probably amazing. And that's only handheld.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'm going off the basis that this is a hybrid.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. In truth, yeah.
That there's new management in Nintendo. I don't remember the names of the people that work there, but it's not the same person as previous.
Yeah.
That used to be a bit more wacky. I think they're going to play it a bit safer now. And I hope they do. I hope they take the Switch, just make it more powerful. Don't change anything else. Do you know what I mean? So I'm hoping it's going to be hybrid. I'm also hoping it's going to be an OLED screen. Now, this is one thing, because I did a video about like some leaked specs, which, yes, were fake, but it was good to speculate.
Yes, that's the point of it.
Even though everyone just wanted to tell me it was fake. It's like, I don't care. We're discussing.
You're sharing some excitement.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole point of YouTube. Let's share some excitement.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the screen. So currently the Switch has a 720p screen, right? And they were saying in this leak that it was wrong, that it would be 1080p 60. Now, if it's going to still be a 7-inch screen, which is fine.
It doesn't need to be 1080p.
It doesn't need to be 1080p. Like the pixel density doesn't matter. We're not playing PS5 games. Do you know what I mean? And even then, the Steam Deck's not even 1080p. And it looks amazing.
Yeah, people have this It's basically it's marketers' problems.
Yeah.
They have a misconception that the higher that number is, the better the quality is.
Yeah.
It's true if you're looking at a 60-inch panel.
Yes.
But you're not. You're looking at a 6-inch panel, 7-inch panel.
So it doesn't matter.
So having that many pixels in that panel is actually pointless. You can't see
exactly. And what's it going to cause? Being much greater resolution. Because I don't think people understand the difference between 720p and 1080p is actually much larger than they realize in terms of pixels.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're running a game at 720p or 1080p, the amount of power that's going to need to run that game at 1080p handheld.
The battery life.
Like the battery would suck, but just the performance and then the graphics will be worse than if you were playing it at 720p with better graphics settings. Now for me, I would rather a 720p 120 hertz refresh screen.
100%. That'd be amazing.
Because I would all day long choose on a 7-inch screen, even an 8-inch if you want to increase it a bit. I'd rather play games at 720p with double the frame rate, so it's smooth like butter, than 1080p chugging at 30 FPS. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, even if it was 720p, all games locked at 60, I'd be happy. Because at the minute, they ain't. Look at Tears of the Kingdom. They were panning the camera slowly, and it was still chugging. Yeah. It's like, what?
I don't know what I was down, but it was below like 20 FPS at that point.
For one
it was
bit, it's like, what are you doing? So yeah, for me, 720p, 120 hertz screen, bring that on.
One of the big things that they missed massively, and is only addressed by third-party companies, that it just seems.
I know what you're saying.
I think you've said it before. It's like such an open goal.
It is.
Different styled Joy-Cons.
Yeah, Pro Joy-Cons.
But why? Yeah, why are Nintendo not making them?
Why didn't they just take the Pro controller?
I know.
And chop it in half. Like, you don't even need to do anything. You've already got it. Literally chop it in half with a saw and frickin' solder on some rails. Yeah. And you're done. I know it's not as easy as that, but, that would be perfect.
Yes.
The Switch Pro controller is, I love that controller.
Yeah.
I really do. And they've just made the Joy-Con.
But when you look at
what?
Bimbok, Nixie, Hori, split pads, absolutely.
Yeah, Mobapad, all those guys,
You look at those companies and the Joy-Con alternatives that they've made, they're incredible. They're really good. Some of them are fantastic.
They've got some great ideas, and if Nintendo took those ideas, it would be even better.
Well, because they're OEM, they instantly command a premium. They can put them as painted in different franchises. You have a Zelda version of the Pro controller, Joy-Cons.
Yeah. Limited edition runs every time.
Mario version.
Exactly.
Metroid, I know you'd buy that. It's the Samus controller.
Exactly.
It's an open goal.
It really is. And it would be great for people that do want to play handheld.
Yes.
Because, it's great being dockable. I love the Joy-Cons. I actually genuinely love the idea of it, and it's nice and compact.
Yeah.
But if I know I'm going on holiday or something and I'm only ever going to play handheld or even just at home, I would absolutely want some official Pro controller. And even if it, they would have to do that. But even if there was other wacky ones as well for specific games, Nintendo could bring out some random thing.
Even ones that work okay handheld, but are specifically designed for multiplayer.
Yeah.
Because currently... excuse me, if you're playing with the Joy-Cons as an individual controller,
terrible, aren't they?
it's horrible.
Yeah.
So small. So ones that are specifically designed with that in mind.
Yeah.
There's so many ideas.
They could do so many things, and they just didn't. I don't know why. And you think how successful it is. Even after a couple of years, they could have dropped this.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
Yeah.
It's like, and the same with themes. Like, what is with that? Like, there's a whole section on the Switch called themes, and we've got white or dark mode. What?
Why is it not like hundreds of wallpapers from all your favorite games?
Which used to be on the 3DS and all the other ones. You could literally choose the backgrounds, and there was themes with music that would play.
Yes.
The 3DS, it was everything that was right with Nintendo.
Yeah.
And they just wiped it for the Switch. It was
Yeah.
really weird. And now they brought on the change your icon. Yeah, great. Like, I don't care. I really don't care.
cares?
I don't care. I want themes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want themes too. So we've got, what have we got so far?
Joy-Cons.
Joy-Con alternatives, like actual official Joy-Con alternatives. 720p, 120 hertz screen, themes.
Yeah.
And obviously some sort of current gen APU. Like,
well, it can be, make it a PlayStation 4 performance.
yeah. Well, just to, right, this, you might not have seen, right, or you out there, you might not know about this if you're into Nintendo, you're not into PC stuff, right? The Asus ROG Ally.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
Asus, whatever,
Yeah.
just made their own custom APU with, it was either AMD or NVIDIA.
Yeah.
Now, we know Nintendo work with NVIDIA for the Tegra X1, which is in the Switch, right? So use that because it's twice the performance of the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stick it in your Switch too.
Win.
Done.
And you're done for another 7 years.
You're done for 10 years. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally. It doesn't need to be groundbreaking. It doesn't need to be high-end PC performance. It doesn't need to run Grand Theft Auto 6 when that comes out. It doesn't need those things. But it does need to be future-proof, and it does need to be significant improvement on the
Yeah.
Switch.
It can't be like an incremental boost now.
No.
I don't want 10% improvement.
No.
I don't want that. I want like 50%.
And if it's not completely different, if it's still a hybrid Switch-style console, and it's not a massive improvement, I don't think people will rush out and buy it. Because why would you?
Exactly, yeah. But
much like if you were actually explained what the advantage of the PS5 over the PS4 is, you wouldn't have rushed out and bought it.
Probably not, no.
I know I wouldn't.
But it's
still,
not,
I still regret it.
But it's not a concept anymore. Like, I've always backed Nintendo for the Switch because they come off the back of the Wii U, which was the worst flop ever. You know, I think it even sold less than the GameCube, and the GameCube was a flop.
Yeah.
You know, so they'd flopped with the GameCube. They then went crazy with the Wii, which was amazing, and then flopped with the Wii U, and then they went, this next one might be a flop as well. So let's just kind of bare minimum it.
Yeah.
Let's use an out-of-date APU, just see what people think is cool. Sweet. So they made the Switch, boom, absolute, you know, mind-blowing success. You don't need to prove yourselves anymore.
No.
Put the money into it. People are going to buy it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to buy it.
Yeah.
You know, I would buy it right now.
Yeah.
Literally right now, I'd order it. Like, you know, and you don't need to prove yourself. You know that this works. Don't change anything. Make something better and you will see the return.
Yeah,
you
totally.
know?
Backwards compatibility.
Yes,
is
we
a
need
must.
that. We need that, yeah.
A reintroduction of, or just a rejiggling of Switch Online to incorporate the eShop so you can play old console games, old handheld games, you know?
Yeah, I'd love that. So I want the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack and online service to continue over.
Yeah.
So that we end up with NES, SNES,
64,
N64, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. Bring the GameCube over, bring the Wii over.
Yeah.
Sell me an attachment light bar thing for the Wii. I'll reuse my old nunchuck and stuff if you want, or sell them again.
Which they should do.
And then I can play all my Wii. Make it the Nintendo Home. You know, like the one console to rule them all, where it's got access to all their old stuff any way you want. I'd love that.
The ring of Nintendo.
That's it.
Andy just wants to crawl inside Nintendo's ring.
That's it. No, I just want,
call it his home.
We were talking about the rumored PlayStation, but we were talking in another podcast about the rumored PlayStation handheld.
Yeah, PlayStation shite.
Q-Lite. Q-Lite.
Sorry.
And you were saying if it was backwards compatible with everything, if it was its own thing, you would sell all your games.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want that, but Nintendo.
I totally get that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I want all of that continuing over. And one thing I massively want is a redesign of the eShop because it sucks.
Oh.
The Nintendo Switch eShop
the user experience.
Atrocious.
It's horrible.
It's the worst, experience I've ever had.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about coding, and
also,
I could do better.
Whilst we're just redesigning Nintendo's entire business plan, can they have a much higher bar for their indie releases, please?
Yeah, okay. Rather than 3,000 a day, that's half like 18 plus pornos.
Yeah, weird anime porn and just half-baked quiz shows and stuff.
Calculators.
Like, please, it's not like Google Play.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's weird because Nintendo always had a high bar.
Massively. When I used to work in video games, there was this one game in particular. It actually never got released, which made me really sad. It's favourite game I ever worked on.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it never got released.
Because no one knows about it.
Yeah. It was this platform adventure game. They called it Sprout. It was really beautifully designed, and you were this character that played in a world that had ended, and everywhere you went, you grew grass behind where you walked. And the whole idea, you came across enemies and stuff and puzzles, but it was you were trying to bring life back to this planet.
Yeah.
Beautiful game. And it was so perfect for Nintendo, like the aesthetic and everything. It was so perfectly made for them. And could they get a developer's license for it?
No.
They just point blank refused. They applied 4 or 5 times and refused every time.
Yeah.
The bar was so high.
Now
for a small indie team, it's just unachievable. Now
there's no bar.
No bar at all. They could have released that and no one played it.
Got some random porno game that our 3-year-old player base are going to enjoy? Yeah.
Stick it on there.
Start them young.
We'll incorporate a calculator.
Yeah. It's like, what? Like, I've never understood. I can't remember how many games there are on the eShop now, but it is insane. Like, the amount of games on the eShop for the Switch alone is phenomenal. And 90% of them are probably rubbish.
Yeah, and they need just to retain that high bar, get rid of.
I think the guy that was like in charge of that, or girl, just did that thing where they went on holiday and went, it'd be all right.
Just yes to all.
Yeah, they just got like a script to do their job.
Bruce Almighty, the film.
Yes,
exactly. This reply
like
to all yes.
Exactly that. And it would just be like, they're just off gallivanting, and one day they're going to come back and go, uh-oh.
I'm in trouble.
Whoops, I just let 20,000 rubbish games onto the shop and it broke it. But yeah,
I don't even look at it.
No, it is terrible. I do when there's sales on, and I trawl through and I get like obsessed, like where if I started,
I can't stop now,
I have to get to the end, and I'm there for like an hour and a half waiting for the frickin' thing to load, and then sometimes it boots you out and it won't put you back to where you started. It is terrible. So yeah, that needs a complete change.
Yeah,
absolute change. And I mean, even the Wii U one was better than that.
Yes,
at least you could search for stuff.
Yeah,
like, and it's just it's terrible.
Anyway,
what else?
I think that's it. To be fair,
yeah.
If it's an extension of a hybrid system, which is the most logical thing, if it is a successor to the Switch rather than a totally new venture. I'm not putting it past them doing a new venture, though.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But logic would say it should be a Switch 2. If it is that, the biggest thing is that it has to be a huge performance upgrade.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, it's pointless.
Yes, yeah. And I want to see new games developed for it.
Yes.
That has backwards compatibility with all the old Switch ones.
Yes.
So my massive physical library can still be played on it.
Yeah, no, totally.
And maybe with some updates or whatever that boost the frame rate of the old Switch games. I don't even care if the old Switch games are the same graphically.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't expect a graphical increase, but a performance increase would be nice. So some games that are real chuggy, like chugging hard at the like mid 20 FPS mark. Yeah, I want them at 60.
Yeah, they need to be smooth.
And
it's actually a really good point. There needs to be a tranche of games ready that are exclusive for it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they fall again into the same flaw, the fatal flaw, in my opinion, of the PS5.
Yeah.
Is that it doesn't have enough games that are made for
games.
it to make me go, this is why I bought a PS5.
Yeah, because in the past, you buy the new system, that's it.
I've got the best games.
And the games are only on the new system.
Yeah.
You wouldn't buy a PS2 and then be playing the PS2 games on the PS1.
No.
That would be unheard of. Can you imagine going back to the 90s and going, don't buy the new one.
Yeah.
Because you can just play all the new games on the old one. They'll go, yeah, right.
Yeah.
But now that's the case.
Yeah, so you could play N64 games on the SNES.
Yeah, can you imagine that?
It doesn't even make sense.
No, it doesn't at all. Obviously, it was a bit different back then, but still, it's just a silly thing that we've encountered.
It was different back then because the incremental leaps were huge, but much bigger.
Yeah, and the hardware was completely unique to that system.
Now the perceived leaps, the kind of diminishing returns of development, are smaller, but that plays more into the argument of why there needs to be exclusive games, because it gives you a feeling of this is an exclusive.
Yeah, this is why I spent all this money. Yeah,
if I go out and I buy the PS5 version, which has got a premium, and then I look over and I can see someone playing it on PS4, and it looks pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, why have I done this?
Why have I paid for a new console and even more for the game than you did?
Yeah, but you're having the same experience as me.
Yeah.
So Nintendo have to ensure that happens, that there's games ready for it when it releases and that they are of a AAA enough standard.
Yeah, impressive enough to show off this hardware.
Yes.
That's where I think Metroid Prime 4 comes in, because that is a visually stunning series of games.
Yeah.
Look at the original on GameCube. It was mind-blowing. Same with what we said with Resident Evil 4 Remake. If they brought that over, amazing. That would look incredible. But Prime 4, that would be here's the big guns.
Yeah.
Check out this game we've been working on that you've all been waiting for.
Forever.
On the on the Switch 2, Pro, whatever.
Call it by its proper name, please, Andy.
Yeah, the Super Nintendo New Switch 2 Pro V2.
Portable.
Portable, yeah. But, I think they could be going down that route just because there's not that many games lined up at the minute. Yeah. There's always games that we're aware of, and at the minute I feel like there's not.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
I'm hoping that they're putting that time into developing these new system games. But again, I honestly don't think we'll see anything about it until next year. And if we do see anything about it the end of this year, I'll be very surprised and happy. But,
that makes me sad.
Yes.
And it's a nice way to end it, is when I'm sad.
So. Yeah, it is.
So I hope you've enjoyed our little chat.
Yeah.
If you're listening to us on Spotify, obviously make sure that you rate the podcast or wherever you take podcasts. If you're on YouTube, you know what to do. The buttons are down there. Oh, yeah. And until next week, when we discuss more gaming things, why don't watch one of Andy's videos?
Boom.
Yeah, it's a good one. Probably. And if a less good one is here underneath, where me and Andy talk about something.
Yay!
So until next time, I'll see you next time.
Bye.